Hey folks, I'm not sure what's happening. I think there was something wrong. The stream was not starting properly. So hopefully it's fixed now. And indeed, I'm actually grateful. I never thought in my entire life that I would have like close to 20,000 subscribers who would be like subscribing to my channel. So I'm extremely grateful for that. Now, I do see a lot of comments happening, and feel free to ask any questions you have. I'll be able to answer it very thoroughly and in very much detail. Now, we are not ending the stream until we reach to this like goal of 20,000 subscribers, which you can see right over here. So I genuinely hope that you please just help me out. So if you haven't subscribed my channel and if you genuinely like my work, feel free to subscribe it, and hopefully we can get to 20,000 subscribers soon. So that's the aim. And yeah, so cool. Let's do this. Okay, I'm going through questions one by one, and first one is, yeah. Okay, so thank you so much, wrestling guy. Yeah, I'm just happy to make the content, and feeling grateful that you find it useful. So yeah, of course, graph and DP are two of the most toughest problems, and definitely it takes a lot of time to get used to it. But eventually, it's only a matter of practice, so will happen soon. All right. Resume review. So yeah, wrestling guy, if you have your resume, is there like a Google Doc that I can see? I would be happy to review it online. Yeah, so feel free to send it out, and I'll just remove all of your personal details so you just don't dox yourself. But apart from that, yeah, I would be happy to review your resume. So till then, yeah, guys, if you have any questions related to your career or anything, feel free to ask out, and I'll be happy to answer. Again, our aim is to reach to 20,000 subscribers, and if you haven't subscribed, please subscribe, because so that I can go to sleep. It's close to 1 a.m. where I am currently sitting, and yeah, just like couldn't wait, and I hope that we reach 20,000 soon. So yeah, that's the goal. Let's see. By the way, if you have any career questions, feel free to ask out, and I can just give you a brief update on the things that I'm currently working on. Like lastly, I spoke about the 60-hour course. It's still pending, it's still not done from my end, and I have created like 20 subtopics. For each of those 20 topics, I have selected about like 10 to 15 questions, and that part is done. Like I've already solved those and all those things, so that's good. But overall, the thing is, I just don't have time to create the introduction part that is going to be like about 1 hour long. And for each of those 20 topics, I need to create like a 10-minute intro. So that part is not done. Okay, by the way, Rajesh has a question. I had TCS NQT on March 15th, but sadly, because of their compiler error, I only able to solve one question. I tried every way, but I couldn't get the output, get the input. It was a very easy question. But did you? Oh, okay. So was it like a online assessment that they sent, and then you were not able to answer the solution? Try reaching out to a recruiter. Maybe they can send you another one. Try to explain that, hey, there was something wrong with the compiler. This was my solution. This was the problem, and I tested it out later, and it was able to successfully complete all the problems. But I don't know what happened. So that's one way that I would approach it. Thanks, Vidya. I'm happy to help. So, once again, folks, whatever you have questions, by the way, how do you like my new setup and how do you like my audio as well? Just feel free to let me know. So Wrestling Guy is a Java developer, fresher but not getting any interviews. What is the job market say? Job market is pretty bad. It's brutal out there. I'm being very honest. Like if you are a senior person and you have some understanding, it makes sense. But for like fresh graduates and juniors, it's definitely a big challenge. Like recently, I saw a video about a guy. Like he actually created the Shazam algorithm just because he was not getting a job, and then he was like, please don't sue me, but this is what I'm thinking. That is like an extreme amount of length of someone is willing to go just in order to secure the job. So I would say like you need to be extremely hardworking, dedicated, have a lot of patience, perseverance, and at the same time slightly bit of lucky. But other four things that I mentioned earlier, they needs to be there in order for the luck to work. Like you will get opportunities, but you will need to be prepared in every other way. Now I have created a couple of videos recently. One is how to get more interviews, where I talk about like five techniques that are really important, and then you can try to use that. Like that is actually, I did good amount of research before making that video, and apparently it's like pretty helpful to a lot of folks. Second video I recently created, that was about my like how I got a job. I got my job at Microsoft, and then later on was like what my journey has been so far. So miracles do happen, and things like beautiful things happen with your life and career. You just need to be working hard for it. So yeah, I would recommend go and watch both of them. And they're saying that, hey sir, I'm trying and trying but didn't get any mail. Sir, in which month hiring is more? Usually hiring is more in like January and February, or like beginning of the year. We would have had like maybe good hiring because COVID fatigue is almost gone, and then we saw a drop in hiring, and then now it has started to pick up. But in like Northern American market is like pretty bad right now, especially because of what like all the tariff threats and all the things that Trump is doing. So that's that. Second, AI is like chopping a lot of jobs because a lot of things are getting automated, and we are seeing like some small effects of that. So it compounds over time. So that is second option, second reason. And third is like just companies are not getting as much money or as many new projects as they would have before, like before COVID or before even like Trump got elected. So these things combined have actually like a major impact down the road. That's why like we see lower openings, and less companies are like hiring more people. So that's one of the main reasons. And that's why I'm saying that if you're not getting hiring, maybe you need to change your approach. One very good suggestion that I personally felt that a lot of people have benefited from is to go and check it out, like blind and fishbowl. Like if you create a genuine post saying that, hey, I'm looking for referral for this company, I've done these projects, I have the skills. Like many of the random people of the internet actually do give out referrals, so that can be a good option. Okay, and then next one, it's who is this, by the way? Hmm. Because Vidya I answered, then it's Sai Krishna Prabhu. Hi sir, I'm working as Java Selenium automation tester in Cognizant. I want to convert my job into Java developer. Please give me tips. It's good that you already have like that QA, automated QA experience, because it's quite helpful. What I would suggest you is go and start doing more development work, and try to learn it on your own before you actually reach out to those roles. At least get a solid understanding what is like different Java frameworks, backend engineering. Now, since you are already working at Cognizant, they are a major employer. So there are always going to be roles that you can apply internally. So that can be one help right over there. Second thing, you can also try to think like when you apply to other companies, just mention that I joined and I was working as Java Selenium automation tester. So I have that like QA automated testing experience. Plus, I learned these things. And if possible, like if your team or your project allows, see if you can get some small like code change responsibilities. Like I doubt on that piece, because most of the people, like those who are QAs, they are strictly QAs. They should not be doing any kind of development. Or those who are developers, they should not be testing. So there is that clear distinction that you have to abide by. But overall, I would just like learn on my own, see if there is an internal opening, and then apply at different places. By the way, I do see subscriber count like going up to 50 and then coming back and then going up to 50. So please, like guys, I want to get to 20K as quickly as possible. So if you haven't done so, please do it. Okay. What is the next question? Okay, it's wrestling guy saying that I'm confused about the projects too. Like, if you are confused about the projects, reach out to like basically your project should be something that is very easily tangible to an interviewer if you are if you are going to speak about it in an actual interview. Like, if I'm taking an interview and I ask someone that, hey, what has been your most proud project that you worked upon, and if they give like 5 minute intro before actually coming to the project, it's like, yeah, I might lose interest, right? But if you can just say that, hey, my project was this, if you have a browser, go to this link or this website, and that's where I have created my project, and then you start walking them through. So same thing what like Steve Jobs used to do, show them the product and then explain the technology, instead of like explaining the technology and then showing the product. So they should first see that what it does, then you can explain that how you did it, and it is going to have way more impact. So that's when you start thinking about your projects from that perspective, it will change a lot of things. So that's the advice I can give you. Once again, Rajesh is asking that it was on TCS Center only. I have mailed them already and no one has solved that question. I think they will conquer that question in cutoff. Yeah, I mean, it's just, if it's corporate bureaucracy, no one can help you out. But just be persistent and keep trying and keep see if you can follow up with some more emails, and hopefully things would work out. By the way, wrestling guy is saying that other than Naukri and LinkedIn and Glassdoor, what are the other sites you prefer? Like, I personally only prefer LinkedIn, especially for job applications. Like, I have never used Naukri. I have used Glassdoor to see reviews about any particular company and what should be like salary expectation for different roles that I'm applying. So that's like good benefit about Glassdoor. But I haven't used them specifically for job application. But I would recommend that you reach out to like Blind and Fishbowl. They though these two are good places. And third one that many people are not aware about is also levels.fyi. So levels.fyi has two benefits. Number one, they are pretty good with their UI showing that what has been the salaries for different type of roles on different companies, so you can check them out. Second, they also have a community tab, which is actually, I found some of the nicest people on that community tab, because on Blind and Fishbowl you find like a lot of people who are just a-holes. So on especially on that levels.fyi community, if you post a question, genuine people respond, and they try to help you out. So that's what I have found useful. But yeah, overall, if you know more resources, feel free to post them and maybe we can check them out. By the way, Lucifer is saying that, sir, DSA roadmap for Java. There is no particular roadmap specific to a language. Whether you are doing DSA in Java or Python or C++ or C Sharp or whatever, the roadmap remains the same. You should be able to solve few hundred questions in such a manner that you are comfortable with all the like 1920 patterns that are out there. So these patterns are core data structures like Java, like graph and tree and array and linked list and stack and queue and whatnot. So that's that. Plus, you should be familiar with like when should I be using a greedy approach or a DevOps approach, or tree, or like searching and sorting and this and that and whatnot. So once you get to that level, that is the only way to reach out. Now, how do you get out what has been the roadmap? You first need to find like a list of questions that you are going to be solving. Now, what has been the number of questions? There is no one answer fits all. It's whatever you are comfortable with. But it only takes certain amount of time to master any particular, like some people can master in 5 questions, some can master in 25 questions. So I leave it up to you. Some good list, in my opinion, a link Blind 75 if you want to quickly go through all the topics. Lead code 150, that is like a standard list, like lead code 150 and neat code 150, both are good. And third one is, I think, neat code 250 and then neat code 450 or neat code 500 something. There are like a lot of questions over there. So it's up to you which one you want to pick anyone, and then add more questions if you're not comfortable. Now let's see. Okay. Good morning, sir. As a fresher, what are the possible ways to crack MNC? I'm good at learning Java and DSA and backend and Spring and a little bit of AI and ML. Looks like you have all the good right tools, Narsima, that you should be able to crack MNC, right? Now, what do you need? You need more interviews. The more interviews you have, there is the higher likelihood you have of getting those jobs. How do you actually get more interviews? That is like the bigger challenge right now. That's number one thing. Number two thing, when you do get an interview, how do you present yourself so that you become so convincing that they cannot like choose to look away. Let's say you understand DSA you mentioned and Java, and so core technology skills you already have. Then what skills are they going to be looking for? Number one, your communication skills. Like how proficiently can you communicate and convey your thoughts and then explain that, hey, this is the problem and I'm trying to solve it using this way or this method. And then you walk through your interviewer and then maybe have a bit of sense of humor and also try to calm and relax yourself. This comes with mock interviews, so you need to be doing more mock interviews, and you also need to be doing more, I would say, better smarter projects. That listening to your project should help out, should say that, hey man, this person has done something, like I think I should put my money on him, that maybe him or her, that maybe this person should be the one that I should be planning to hire. So that's what you need. So since you already have that core technical skills, work on your interpersonal skills, work on how to get more interviews, and work on how to awe your people in when you are actually sitting in an interview. That's what I would do. So Vidya is saying that actually I'm basically 2024 pass out but still didn't get any offer. 1 year to get job is hard, or because 1 year gap. Like honestly, gaps can be explained, right? And you can just say that, yeah, I finished my school but never actually got a job. I can suggest you one thing, Vidya. Maybe try to reach out to your seniors that who already has jobs, if they can help you out, or try to see if you can get like some internships or co-op programs or even unpaid internships. Because since the longer you wait, the more stressed you are going to be, and then the longer career gap it would be as well to like explain in an interview. Like any interviewer might just say that, hey, it's been a year, why you haven't got a job so far? You can say that, hey, no one is hiring, and then it's tough and what this and that and whatnot. So but still, overall, I would just say reach out to your seniors. That would be the best help in my opinion. And by the way, folks, we are trying to get to 20,000 subscribers. We are so close. So please, if you haven't subscribed, please, 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 man. I never thought I would reach to this level, but I'm doing this live stream at it's now 1 a.m. at where I am currently sitting, 12:59 a.m. exact to be exact. And I'm happy to answer all of your questions, but I need to get some sleep as well. I have work tomorrow. So please, if you haven't subscribed, please subscribe. Okay. Now let's just go back to the questions. Okay. Project and resume, please. Okay. Do you have any resource I can use to enhance my resume to target jobs in US? Like there are a lot of resources, man. Nowadays, there is the ATS score tool, like online ATS score tool. That's one. Then you can use, like there are five top quality AIs right now, so you can pick and choose any one of them. And then and on top of it, you can see LinkedIn to find that what are the important keywords that you are missing out. So things like that. So there are hundreds of tools to improve your resumes. The thing is, you can have the best resume and still there is a very high likelihood that even if you have 100% match from like job description in your resume, still your resume might not get selected because only the sheer number of total requests and what industry has to offer. So I would recommend like trying the internal hiring or a referral path. That is like the better, more like higher likelihood of getting interviews that way. Okay, Sai Krishna is saying that I have knowledge of DSA topics, but it's really difficult for me to solve problem. I'm not getting the approach to do. Easy level I can do, medium I can't. Give me perfect plan to crack Fang. Like honestly, I can give you perfect plan in just one single word: practice. So you need to be practicing more. If you're only able to solve easy ones and not even medium ones, to be honest, Fang asks like medium to hard questions, not even like mediums. So, and that too, they expect you to solve like two questions in 45 minutes. So you can imagine how difficult that is. Like their hiring bar is becoming like tougher and tougher every time. So that's what I would suggest, that practice more until you become so comfortable with medium problems, and then maybe in the hard ones, if you have to see like look for solutions here and there. Trust me, Sai Krishna, like eventually it will happen. The only thing is you just need to keep on practicing. So yeah. Okay. Hi, Devik. Competitive programming roadmap. Like honestly, for competitive programming, there is like Code Chef and Lead Code, and they have their own problems. And I am not a competitive programmer, so I don't know the roadmap for that. Now, is there any particular reason you wants to go into competitive programming, like for LinkedIn cred, or like high quality street cred? If that's the purpose, yeah, of course, go for that. Yeah, of course, Code Forces is also good, so you can do that. I don't know like what is your end goal, so I'll leave it up to you. Okay, Preetham is saying that how much is DSA required for service based companies? It depends on company, depends on the team, depends on what they are looking for. Some companies might only have like one DSA round, some companies might have like 3 to 5 DSA rounds. So it changes or varies from role to role and company to company. There is no one fixed answer for that. Overall, I would say that there are 20 topics and you should be good in each of those topics. At least you should be at a level where you can very easily solve the easy problems, and medium problems like somewhat easily, and hard problems you can at least come close to the solution, and might not get there or might get there with some hints. If you are at that level, at least you are more than ready in terms of DSA for service based companies. So yeah, that's what I can suggest. Okay, cool. So again, more questions, feel free to ask out. I am here to answer. I am here, and whatever you have in terms of your career. Also, if you have any feedback for me, that things you think I should be doing more with my channel, maybe my audio setup, my video setup, how I give answers, how I conduct these live streams, feel free to suggest. I'm open for suggestions and always looking to improve on the things. By the way, if you still haven't subscribed, please. We are trying to hit 20,000, so hopefully we can hit 20,000 soon. Come on, guys. I'm waiting. Yeah, pretty soon. Wow, just like no one wants to ask questions today. Well, I don't know what happened. You guys are like pretty quiet. Come on, folks. How to minimize logic according to dynamic programming? So that depends on one way, like one dimensional dynamic programming or two dimensional dynamic programming. How you are going to minimize, what I can suggest you is, first you need to identify the pattern, that whether this question is going to be solved using dynamic programming. How do we typically determine that? When a problem that we are trying to solve is coming into the pattern of, we have to like recalculate the whole sequence from the beginning in order to solve that, and that's when we know that this can be an ideal candidate for dynamic programming. That's number one thing. Second thing, um, whenever you see, so let's understand the example of climbing stairs problem, classic climbing stairs problem, that you are standing at the bottom of the staircase, and you can either take one step or two steps to reach to like any number of steps. And then if you are told that there are 10 steps in ahead of you, how many different ways you can reach up to 10 steps? That's a classic dynamic programming problem. Now, what is the patterns you follow? The moment you try to see that, if I am standing at step 5, how many distinct ways I can reach to step 5? Step 6, how many distinct ways I can reach to step 6? If you take like find all the possible paths, permutations and combinations of them, and then you try to subtract, you will only be left with like certain number of steps that were in when the calculation of step 6 was there, and not like a calculation of step 5. That's when you know that this is the dynamic programming. Now, how to short down the logic, that's where you need to see that what mathematical formula generates answer for like step 1, step 2, step 3, step 4, and like how they're incrementing many topics or many questions. They like multiply. In many ones there is like summation of previous two elements. Many times it's like subtraction of previous two elements, things like that. And that's your logic. And then you generate the recurrence relation and the base case. For dynamic programming you need two things: recurrence relation and base case. And once you have both of them, then you can start solving any problem. So that's that. Okay. Yeah, Sunil, very close to 20K. I'm just hoping that we get to 20K soon. Never thought I would get there, but now we are pretty close. Pritham is saying that how to prepare the core subjects for placements. Like and for the placements, actually, funny thing is they are not going to ask you that how does like 8086 multiplexer works, or some of the very minute technical details. Companies ask questions from companies' perspective or the standard practices of interviews. Also, they are trying to figure out that the person they are interviewing, is that person like smart person who can be beneficial if we hire them in our company. This is the main point, that how can you be beneficial to them. Are you going to be a fun person to work with? How quickly you can understand the meaning of questions and then give solution. Because remember, right now you are interviewing not for yourself, you are also interviewing against 60 or 100 other people that who all are trying to get the same job. So why would I pick you? And you have to justify that in like 45 minutes or 1 hour interview. Now, I never got company placements, neither my college used to provide that. Like my college was pretty bad one, right? It was like I wouldn't say like college folks were good, but like overall college was not that great. But still, those ones who did got placed, they actually had like something good about themselves to show. So that's what I would say, that preparing core subjects is one thing, but second thing is how can you actually amaze them in the in placements. Because placement folks are not there to conduct your viva, and they're not there to judge you based on your marks. They are there to see that will you be a profitable investment if they decide to hire you. By the way, a system design is important. So for system design, you can prepare in a lot of different ways. But yeah, what things require most front-end developer role, in what way questions are asked in interview? Front end only. For front end, it's pretty straightforward, like React and HTML and CSS, and then how do you run like front end scripts and somewhat networking and things like that. Now, how the interviews are being conducted, it's like I don't know, to be honest, because I have never given a front end interview. But I can make an educational guess that they would try to check your coding proficiency and understanding of front end concepts and security considerations, because on the front end you actually need to do that. And how can you make the website run faster, like what are some of the key technologies that you are going to be using. Also, how can you make efficient backend calls and then quickly figure out those values. How you can again incorporate secure coding practices. So these are the things that I would be interested to learning. um, in terms of front end developer role, I think it's going to be very similar to a back end developer role. So yeah, that's pretty much it. I hope that answers your question. By the way, Venkat is saying that, hi sir, I have 4 years of experience in Java developer with 19 lakhs per annum salary. Congrats on that. How do I know that I'm underpaying? If I'm underpaying, is this a correct time to have to make a switch? Like, did you do you have 4 years of experience at the same company? That's number one question. If that is, of course, you can make a switch and then try to get better paid. Now, underpayment and being underpaid or being overpaid also depends on your skills. So somebody with very little skills, if they are getting 19 lakhs per annum, of course they are like exceptionally overpaid. If someone is very smart and getting 19 lakhs per annum salary, maybe they might be severely underpaid. So if you are underpaid or not does not only depends on the your level of experience, but also what you are capable of. Because remember, companies hire you for the value you generate, and currently the value you generate has to be over 19 lakhs per annum. That's why it's in companies interest to keep you at 19 lakhs per annum. If you are generating the value worth, let's say, 2 crore, they would be more than happy to pay you 1 crore salary. So understand it from that perspective, that what value are you bringing to the table, and then you judge your salaries. Now if you just want pure sheer numbers, 4 years of Java developer experience would be getting like 3 lakhs per annum salary as well in some companies, thanks to Mr. Murthy. And they might be getting like 60 lakhs per annum salary in some other company as well, thanks to Mr. Pichai. So where do you want to stay on that like spectrum of payment? And if you just want to check the salaries, like go to websites like levels.fyi or Glassdoor, and you should be able to find all the answers you need. I hope that this answers your question. Coding questions are also asked in front end developer role or not? Yeah, pretty much. I think they do. So in front end developer role, they do ask coding questions, and some companies also ask DSA as well. So be prepared for that. Please make a playlist on DSA advanced topics with theory and questions. Like I think my current playlist that I have pretty much contains like all the DSA basic and advanced topics. So I hope that that answers your question. If you want a dedicated advanced topics list, like to be honest, I don't know where to start from, because there are a lot of advanced topics, but they are irrelevant from interviews perspective. I currently have DSA lists on the topic of questions that are like most popular and most asked in the interviews. So my lists are interview specific, not DSA specific, to be honest. Like I hope that makes sense, even though they're DSA lists. So yeah, that's that. So I don't know if I can answer any more than that. If you still wants to conquer advanced DSA, I can suggest Neat Code. So Neat Code has some advanced DSA topics. Okay, Suraj Kumar is saying that hello sir, how to revise data DSA? Should we document our approach? And I am a Java developer with 2 years of experience. Apart from DSA and system design, what else should we focus on? Okay, number one, for DSA, if you are comfortable and be good at learning from your notes, of course, go ahead and learn from the notes. I'm not like for or against notes. It's just everyone has different style of learning. Some people learn by just doing things. Some people learn by thoroughly educating themselves and making notes and then revising those notes. And again, with that being said, having notes is not never going to be not useful. It's just only the matter of if this is your preferred style or not. So go ahead and do it. I can advise you one thing: instead of directly creating notes, try to look on the internet or with AI, that pretty much there are notes available on every single DSA topics. So you can use them for the basics. If you want to basically do um if you want to check out that any particular question you are trying to solve, if you want to see that what your thought process was, and if you want to document that, yeah, then it's a separate thing. That for sure, yeah, go ahead and do it. Okay. Sir, I R17 is asking that, sir, I have a doubt. Oh, by the way, Suraj, I did not answer the second part of your question, that apart from DS and system design, what else can you focus on? Awesome projects, man. And how would you getting more interviews? Focus on those two things. Also, your communication skills, if you can improve upon them. These three things, in my opinion, are pretty important. Okay, R17 is asking that, sir, I have a doubt. I want to secure future in web development. Is it safe? I don't know. I don't know what tomorrow is going to happen. I don't know. From the looks of it, it should be safe, but I can't. I don't know. The other thing is, like back then, the people who used to make music CDs thought their careers were pretty safe, and then the whole industry got wiped out. So I don't know what's gonna happen tomorrow. One thing I can say is you should be fluid enough in learning new things. If you have that skills and you are doing web development, of course you would be safe. Hi Shan, how are you? So yeah, looks like once again we ran out of questions. Um, Folks, we are very close to 20,000 subscribers, and I would genuinely be thankful to you if you can help me out get there. So I can sleep peacefully today because we are at 19,951, pretty close to 20,000. And I promise you, if we get to 20,000 uh, subscribers today, I would be making like a really good, awesome video on system design. And then I would continue that entire series of system design. And I try to make like at least 50 to 100 videos this year to cover every single thing on system design. So trust me, like I'm going to be doing it really thoroughly. It's just a matter of doing it. But please, folks, like help me out if you're a subscriber. And by the way, yeah, keep asking more questions. Yeah, Rajesh, I can review your resume, but like you need to give me um your resume in a Google Doc or something, and I can check it out. But just like remove all the information, and also I would be reviewing your resume right now on the live stream. So yeah, just like leave all the personal information out. By the way, Rahul Kumar is saying that, sir, what's about Web 3? Like, yeah, Web 3.0 is going to come. People are going to get used to it. Same happened with Web 1.2 and Web 2.0. So it's going to change a lot of things, right? And people will adapt, companies will adapt. So that's that. I don't know what else. By the way, folks, like you didn't mention what do you think about my background setup or like my audio quality or lighting. I've been trying to improve upon that. Let me know what your thoughts are. Yeah, I think Rajesh, YouTube would not allow you to send out any link. How do we solve this problem? Okay, I have a solution. Let me create a Google Drive link, and in this Google Drive link, I'm going to leave it open so anyone should be able to upload anything. Just make sure that whatever you upload, just don't leave any um, personal information. So let me just quickly create that list and update the permissions. And then you should be able to upload your resumes over there, and then I will start reviewing your resume and give my honest opinion. Yeah, I'm making anyone with the link as editor, and yeah, so here is the link. So if you have your resume and you want me to review your resume, just make sure that you post over here on this link just few rules, and that is that leave your personal information out. Just keep your name so you know when I'm reviewing the resume that who is the person I'm talking about. And even in the name I can just say like leave your first name, not even your full name, if you just don't want to dox yourself, and then I can review it. So yeah, I would be waiting for resume reviews. So anyone has resume that they would like to review, I have pasted the Google Drive folder link, so feel free to upload your resumes over there. Cool, man. So let's review resumes. Let me also update the uh, stream settings and see if I can edit the name. All right. Okay. Yeah, I just yeah. Okay, looks good. Yeah, so I just updated the stream. Meanwhile, Shan is asking that, hello, sir, I'm preparing for DSA analyst, but I'm working as a technical support engineer. I have good command over DSA. I've been searching for data analyst jobs. What can I do? Please guide me. Like, honestly, for data analyst, like for a lot of positions, it's good that you have good DSA experience, but for a lot of positions, they don't need like a lot of DSA. To be honest, they mostly have like separate set of interviews, but again, some really good companies are definitely going to ask DSA, and it's good that you have good command over that. So feel free to do it. Now, second thing is, if you are not, what's the issue here? You're good at DSA. I'm searching for DSA roles. Yeah, are you getting interviews? That's number one thing. And number two thing, I can just say, try to learn more about AI ops or ML ops, or as a data analyst, what more can you bring to the table? So AI ops and ML ops are like pretty good in my opinion, because uh, you since you are applying for data analyst, I presume that you have good understanding about data concepts and how to run queries and how to do data bricks and snowflakes and things like that. The only thing I would suggest you is that make sure that you can also talk more about how you can save money while doing the data analytics work, because data analytics is very expensive. Like I see it on a daily basis that the data team, whenever they try to do something and find something meaningful, information that they find is going to be golden for the business. That's a simple fact. But thing is, there are five different ways on how they can get the answers of for the same models. Depending on which path you choose, there can be a difference of, this problem would be solved with 100,000 or this problem would be solved with like 500,000. And then how you can utilize those resources in the best manner possible. So even if you can do it even as a data analyst, that would be golden. So yeah, that's where I would suggest you can work. Yeah, R17, I'll try to mentor you folks. Like, by the way, Rajesh has uploaded his resume. Let me just quickly check. Yeah, I do see the resume. Okay. Okay, let me share my screen. Let me just add one more section over here. Mm, okay, let me see if this is good or not. I'll have to do some juggling around to adjust it. Uh, okay, cool. Mm, I think this is too much. Okay, this is better. So, okay, Rajesh, we are reviewing your. I presume that you put student over here just because of this resume review. So if that's the case, that's absolutely fine. But if you are if you have student mentioned over here, just don't do it. Okay, then I see your email address, your phone number. Okay, what's in your portfolio? I'm curious. Is this clickable? It is clickable. And I have opened your portfolio. It looks really good. I'm not just going to show it on the screen over here because it would dox you, but this looks good. You your portfolio is actually more impressive, to be honest. If I were you, I would just like say, instead of portfolio, maybe try to word it slightly differently, like cool things I have done or something like that. Just like something that grabs attention to this, because it's a really good thing that you have built over here. And then you have your LinkedIn profile, and then GitHub. Okay, that's good. Okay, career objective. Remove career objective. Like no one likes to see this, because they all pretty much know what you're talking about. Also, for your education piece, yeah, remove higher secondary. No one, no one honestly like cares what you got in 10th or 12th science, because it own real estate in the resume is expensive, and this is not the place to use it. If you want, also leave, since your master's degree is good, but I would suggest if you can make like a table format, so it like uses less space in your overall resume, and then you can do it. Now, for the skills, you have Python, Java, C++, Mon stack you have, and then you have data science and machine learning. Okay, so now you see the problem: data science and machine learning, and then machine learning. Again, things are real estate is expensive on resume, so try to see, because not many people are going to read your resume entirely. Mostly first it's going to be scanned by some AI before it gets to anywhere. Then you have database manager, you have DBMS and MongoDB. Like put SQL, NoSQL, put like Postgres and Cosmos DB, and like AWS NoSQL, like whatever version of that. So there are like multiple database management services, right? And many companies who are hiring freshers, they also look for people who has like specific technical skills or technology that they are interested in. So I see you have good skills. Try to add more technologies that associated with the skills as well. And then soft skills, I mean, you can just put all of these in maybe like one or two lines, right? Yeah, you have these skills, that's good, but in order for a resume to be selected for interview, it has to go through ATS, and ATS honestly, like, they don't care much about skills at the beginning. Also, this is something that you can just specify in the interview call, that hey, I'm good at these things as well. And you can also, if you want to put it over here, yeah, you, of course you can mention it, uh and just say, instead of like skills and then having technical skills and soft skills, just have one sectional technical skills. Try to add more technical skills, so your resume becomes more ATS friendly. And then create like maybe a section called summary or something, where you talk about your achievements. So like, I have a certificate in this, and I have done masters with like 8.5 GP or 9.5 GP and whatnot, and things like that. And over there, just mention a couple of lines that hey, I'm good at problem solvings, and I'm great at communicating in multiple languages, and then I can quickly adapt to different things, and I tend to be more punctual, and then I have worked in teams and team collaboration. You can form like one or two sentences with all of these information. So yeah, of course you can do it that way. And then I see you have good certificates, so that's nice. um Projects, Bengaluru house price prediction, and then social media application, face recognition attendance system. Yeah, so this portion looks pretty decent, right? I'm not saying that there is anything wrong with this. Once again, I see that you try to make your entire resume in one page. That's a good practice to follow. The only reason you try to do it is you might have heard that having one page resume makes sense, and then you want to. But again, since you are trying to solve the problem using one page like, since you're trying to create a resume with just one page, why are you I see a lot of blank spaces in your resume. So these are the spaces where you could have put words in, that would add to your resume. So if you have one page resume, make sure you add more skills and don't leave any real estate blank or empty. It's good resume should be neat, and you can still make resume neat by not having a lot of blanks or blank space or empty space as well. Okay. And the best thing about your resume I personally found is your portfolio link. It's pretty good, pretty awesome. So hopefully you can find some way to enhance it. And then apart from that, all the empty spaces has to go, man. And your technical skills should be the first thing that anyone should be looking at your resume should see. Maybe you can highlight at some point saying that, yeah, I have masters of education in computer science, so that looks good. But overall, that's where I would go. So I hope, that's my honest assessment. Again, I'm not a resume expert, but that's what I would do if I were you. And again, I'm not asking you to remove a lot of things. I'm just asking you to add more technologies to it so it becomes more ATS friendly. Cool. Now let's go on and let's try to see some other resumes someone else has also uploaded. By the way, let me quickly read through the comments on what people are saying, and we can come back on the resumes. So let me just hide this for a bit. I think this is fun. We should do this. We should have done this more often. I don't know why we never did like resume review session. I learned so much from looking at this as well. Okay, Anonymous is saying that, sir, I'm just sending my resume. 1 second, let me, yeah, of course, remove your personal information. Sean is saying that, sir, I'm preparing for data analyst, but I'm working. Oh, yeah, I think I already answered this. Uh, Okay, Bucky is saying that, sir, blind 75 or need code 150, which is better for placement? Also, which sheet is better for product based companies? What are the main important topics for 8 to 12 lakhs per annum? Okay, like, Neat Code 150 is definitely better than Blind 75 because Neat Code 150 has all the questions Blind 75 has and more questions. So you need to do, like, if you want to pick a list, definitely pick Neat Code 150 because it's like more comprehensive list. Then once again, now the question is 8 to 12 lakh per annum. Again, if you quickly wants to go through DSA and then try to find like a maybe medium to smaller company, of course you can do that. So feel free to go ahead and do Neat Code 150. In my opinion, I think that should be sufficient given you are smarter to learn things quickly. So yeah, that's what I would suggest. And then Shan is saying that, is it possible to personally talk with you? If yes, then how? Right now, ask me your questions in the message, and then I'll try to answer you as much as I can. Now, I am very limited on time, to be honest, believe it or not. But I have like two kids, and then I have a full-time job, and my mom and my wife runs like a small business from home. So I help them out over there, and then I have responsibilities of my home. So there are like a lot of things that I have to do throughout my entire day. And even right now when I'm doing this live, the only reason I'm doing it live right now is because I'm done with everything I needed to do this weekend, and then I got time at like 1 a.m. to do this live. So you can understand, I don't have more time to speak with every one of you personally. I would love to do that. It's just like not possible. um Sir, I did a super chat, but it's not showing. I don't know, man. But thank you so much for doing the super chat. I genuinely appreciate that. Um, I don't know why it's not showing, to be honest. I'm just thankful that you did that. So again, big shout out to R17. Thanks. Rajesh Pal, yeah, noted, sir. Anonymous saying that, sir, I also uploaded my resume. Ujjwal Sharma, yeah, Ujjwal, I'll review your resume soon. And then Rajesh saying that I've used AI to write soft skills section. Maybe like I got it wrong, but honestly, I would personally say have soft skills. Just like don't mention explicitly because it takes one line of space on your resume. Maybe you can try to put like a summary. So what I would recommend you is, in your resume, maybe like try to have first section as technical skills, and then below like important things in like that chronological order. So we'll talk about more when we review other resumes. Okay. And then our son is saying that your purchase from Google Limited Google Play has been cancelled. Any charges will be refunded. Cool, man. At least you are getting your money back. I don't know why. Sir, I'm following your DSA playlist. Is this good for cracking coding test? It should be good, man. Thanks. I don't know. You can ask other people who have used it. Like I created that list, I got a job, then I like got out of that job. Now I'm doing something else where DSA is not that huge of a deal for my current job, so I don't know. Baki is saying, thank you so much. You're most underrated YouTuber who is doing videos on Java. Keep doing more videos on Java. Yeah, man, I'll continue to do it. Okay, now let's just go back to start reviewing resumes, and hopefully we can find it useful. Okay, so now we are reviewing the resume of Mr. Ujwal, and let me once again go ahead and start interacting with Ujwal's resume. Okay, cool. Yeah, so coding profiles and then someone. Okay, now let me just check out his personal stuff separately, see if I can find like maybe something. Okay, so coding profile, it's okay, it's a Codilo link, and your coding profile has 240 DSA problems solved. Wow, that's impressive. That's good. This is a nice way to showcase that you are proficient with DSA. So I would give you that. Kudos on doing this. And also your so the first section that you see over here, the coding profile, it's actually it takes you to his lead code link. So that like any some that clearly says that that's his. And then there is also his own portfolio. So once again, I'm not opening the portfolio. It's okay. So you are a blockchain developer, web developer, and problem solver. And yeah, again, looks pretty good. It has your LinkedIn. It has all the hard skills, all the good technical skills. Yeah. So I like these two sections about you. Um, like for this one where you have Ujwal Sharma dot XYZ, maybe try to change it to like just change the wording to something, and try to put this like thing that you have on the fourth section over here at the first, and then second should be coding profile or something, because this is actually more impressive than coding profile. That's just my opinion. Now this is good. You have technical skills section mentioned right at the very beginning. Okay, so let's see the technologies: C, C++, JavaScript, Python, Rust, Express, Node.js. Okay, core backend technologies, and then tools: HTML, CSS, Git, GitHub, Firebase, MySQL, Docker, Postman, Mongo, Streamlit. Well, overall looks pretty decent. I would just recommend you one more thing. Try to add section about cloud. I'm pretty sure you must have done some work in cloud, and whichever the cloud that you are most familiar with, try to add more information if you can. Also, if you do have experience with some like DevOps pipelines or at least Jenkins and some build tools, you also try to use that, because that is also going to be helpful. And then DSA, and then OOP and DBMS and operating system and computer networks. Also see if you can add some like more some technologies that has more like job potential. I'm not saying that these does not have job potential, but like that are more in demand right now. That is like DevOps, and then backend development, and then secure coding, and then maybe something like some frameworks that you have worked. So if you have, I see you have Java, but try to see if you have worked in like Spring framework or Spring Boot, because combination of those two are like more important, right? So that's what I would suggest. And then I see you have some projects, and it says that developed a secure polling platform with end to end. Okay, so now right over here in your resume I can see there is like first E is not capitalized, so see if you can do that. end-to-end and since you have already like highlighted end-to-end encryption, you want people to ask you questions on end-to-end encryption, like and email authentication. So if I'm reading this project, first thing I would do is that how did you use end-to-end encryption? What was the benefit of it? And then you should be able to speak about it. I'm pretty sure you should be able to. I One good thing I like is you are highlighting the key points that you want me to see. There, they are like important numbers and important things. So that's good. And again, you have also provided GitHub links for both of them, so they can also be pretty helpful. Overall, yeah, education is later, which yeah, education is important, but it's not, honestly, skills are more important. So it's good that you are like not just highlighting your education, but and you do seem to have like good GPA and CGPA and everything. Okay, cool. Then you have some certifications, and they are Google cybersecurity specialization, Docker, and then blockchain development. Yeah, man, it's a shame. Blockchain has like it boomed like crazily, and then it came down. But and you have achieved second rank among 100 plus developers in blockchain technical assessment. That's a good achievement. Okay, and then position responsibilities. You have been a secretary at Enterprise Cell, head of operations, for 45 plus member team. Okay, that's good. And then project admin. Yeah, overall, I don't see much issues with your resume, Ujjwal. It seems like a pretty good resume. The only few things that I would suggest you is, yeah, just make sure that you add more technologies, like more ammunition to your arsenal, and that's like all the. I don't see much cloud over here, so maybe see if you have worked in cloud, you can talk about that. I don't see much more like core competencies that are like pretty fresh, so you can try to add it over here. And yeah, overall I think your resume looks pretty good. So yeah, all right, now let's just stop showing resumes. Yeah, let's just go back to the chat. Oh, I think we have one more resume, right? Oh, there are like couple of more resumes, didn't realize that. Okay, let's just try to see next. I think it's R17's resume. R17, you have a folder, but I don't see anything in your folder. It's a pretty empty folder. Let me just share my screen. And yeah, so R17's resume, there is nothing over here. So see if you can find a way. I think maybe you are missing something or just haven't uploaded. So see if you can upload it. How to go back? I'm trying to go back from. Okay. All right. And then next one is Rajan S. Vijay. Man, you shouldn't have done this. Rajan, please go back and remove your personal information from your resume. I'm just deleting this from the resume right now because I don't want people to see your personal information. So, yeah, that's why I'm not reviewing your resume right now. Okay, I'll remove your resume, Rajan. Yeah, just re upload it by not having your personal information. I don't want to dox you. All right, cool. Let's just go back to the chat. What do you guys feel about this section, man? I feel pretty good. I think we should have reviewed this before. Yeah, Anonymous, happy to help. Cool. Anyone wants your resume to be reviewed by me? Yeah. Post it over here. Once again, let me just paste the LinkedIn, sorry, not like Google Drive link for the resume folder. I'm just pasting it in the chat again. If anyone has resumes, make sure I'll review your resume. Uh, but just don't put your personal information. If your personal information is there, I will not review your resume. I don't want to dox you. So that's the only reason. Okay, Shri Hari is asking that, sir, I have put my projects which I did in a hackathon, which I had one in resume. Is it fine? Yeah, it's fine. If you worked on a project, it should not be only the projects that you did in college or university that should be there. Even if you did some personal projects, put it over there. As long as someone asks you questions, you should be able to answer about that. So how would you do it? It's up to you. Why the autofocus is not focusing on me? Yeah. Come on, folks. If your resumes, feel free. I'll review them. By the way, this stream has gone pretty long. I don't think we are reaching like 20,000 subscribers tonight. So if no one has any resume or any more questions, I'll just end the stream soon because I need to go to sleep. But hopefully you found my work helpful. Like honestly, some people are putting good chunk of effort in their resumes. I can definitely see that. Hey Rajesh, thank you so much. Thanks for 40 rupees, man. Respect. Pretty happy. Thanks a lot. Just did it like I don't want other people to just like make sure that you pay. Um Thanks for the money. Of course, I appreciate it. And by the way, this is like first live stream. So hopefully, yeah, everyone, big shout out. Thank you so much. Okay, K Venkat, you are already saying better to have stream at night time of IST. I would have done that, but I don't have time. Like I can only do live streams after my kids go to sleep because I have to stay with them for the duration, or like in the morning when it's nighttime in IST, it's morning where I am, and I have a job that I need to do. So my mornings are pretty busy. So that's why I would find some time to do live streams when there is nighttime in India, and hopefully that would get me like more subscribers quicker. Yeah, so thanks for the tip. Okay, Anonymous is saying that, sir, should I keep pushing my ranking by doing some hard questions of good ranking like 2100, 1200 to 1600, and all the other sheets and company specific questions? Goal is to crack a um, public based PBC. I think it's public based company, right? Yeah, like I would just recommend. Looks like you already have good DSA. You already have done actually quite substantial number of questions. Why? Of course, you can keep pushing your DSA, and if that is something you enjoy and you like, you can do it. If it's only from the perspective of finding more companies and more employments, then just do more cool projects and try to see if you can go get more interviews in that regard. So how would you do it? Then that becomes like a different question. You can go to someone and say that, hey, look at my DSA, I did like awesome stuff, and that's great. but then where is the meat, like where is the important things? So and yeah, product based companies. So of course, like product based companies, they ask DSA in their interview questions, but they still want to hire people who are like pretty cool at other things as well, right? Once you get hired, they're not going to say that, hey, go and invert this tree. It's just a way for interviewing you, but then they want like important stuff to be done at the company's level. So then how would you do it? Yeah, that's what I would recommend. Let's see if someone else has posted any more resumes. Then we can try to see them. Yeah, still nothing. By the way, R17, if you have a folder, but why don't you have a resume? Just put a post a resume, and then I should be able to see. So also, what do you think I should do more with my channel apart? I'm trying to, yeah, I did DSA, good chunk of it. Now I am trying to do system design. Apart from like DSA and system design, what more kind of videos you want to see me do? Do you want me to do like more live streams, or do you want me to do more like, career specific interview questions, or you want to see more, I would say, like conversation with really smart people who have done something in their career. So they are like things like maybe some senior folks, some managers, or some HR people, some recruiters. If you want me to do like more interviews with them, or like some other YouTubers. So because people are like, I'm reaching out to some people and some people are reaching out to me. So I'm trying to find the right cadence, that what is good from your perspective, like what would folks would benefit from you. So if you have any suggestions for future upcoming videos apart from DSA and system design, because that is anyways I'm doing, feel free to mention it in the comments. I would be able to specify. And yeah, LLD would be covered in my system design. So funny thing is, the system design that I'm going to do would cover, I would explain that what the problem is. I would also explain that what is the high level design. I would explain like maybe a C4 diagram or some other architecture diagram. Then I would explain some happy path sequence diagram. Then I would explain that what does low level design looks like, what does even database design looks like. I see very few people do that. So I'll also explain like what should be the REST APIs and how their structure should be, what should be the database, and how that whole system is going to play out, and then how we can work on the functional and non-functional requirements. So we would do that on system design part. Project idea to get a job, that's a good topic to make video on. Let me note it down. I'll create a video sometime in the future, Nikhil. Thanks for the suggestion. And this is one of the videos I would do. That project ideas to get a job. I can create maybe like 20-ish projects, or like show explain 20 projects and different tech stacks, and then people, if you feel interested, you can do that. So I would do that. Yeah, podcast would also help share knowledge. Okay, I'll do some podcasts with some cool folks. Bucky is saying that, sir, tell me about which is more important for placements: DSA, operating system, computer networks, DBMS, and system design, etc. Okay, DSA is important. Operating system, to be honest, like no one, because even the people hiring you, they are unless they are from a hardware company and they are explicitly dealing with operating system, I don't think that they would know much about operating system. Computer network depends on the networking company. So if there are companies like Cisco or Sienna, they are hiring, of course they are more interested in about knowing that do you have the right understanding about different like algorithms and different protocols and things like that. DBMS, again, basic knowledge should all the topics that you mentioned, you should have the basic knowledge, and then it varies from company to company. So how you are going to be able to do that? So I'll do that. Okay, Venkat is suggesting that do some videos on AI agents architecture. That would be part of the system design that I'm planning to do. Like I plan to do one system design interview, where if I have to design a system like chat gpt, how would I do that? So that would come in at some point, that how would I design my own chat gpt. Now that would be a more specific question from architecture perspective of a system that behaves like chat gpt rather than just AI agents architecture. So I can also think about adding the AI agents architecture as well. So yeah, I'll do that. By the way, uh, Arnav has entered the resume, and okay, let me go ahead and review Arnav's resume. Thanks for the resume, man. Mm, okay, I'm just so before I open the resume, I'm just going to take a look at the resume on my own and see if there isn't any information that can dox them, and then I would be open to show everyone else. Okay, so just give me a second. By the way, this looks pretty discreet, uh, and also very formal. So I'll show you what I mean by formal. So let me just open up the screen. Okay, so Arnav's resume. This is my man Arnav. Cool. So Arnav, here you have. So you only have your GitHub link over here, and that too. So I opened that GitHub link. It looks decent. You have about 6 repositories, and amongst those 6 repositories, it's like some chess database management systems. So that they are all public, and then there is okay. So it's like decent chunk of work. Since you are already in your third year of computer engineering, that's pretty good. I did get a chance to take a look at. No, this is not your LinkedIn profile. I'm checking someone else's. But yeah, overall, your first section looks good. I would recommend you one thing, Arnav, and that is to create um like a React JS front end kind of portfolio that other people did before you when I did the resume review. Now, you might not know what they did because I never showed that because I didn't want it to dox them. But you would probably understand what I mean. It's when you open those portfolios, a link pops up. A link shows. It's very fancy link. It shows first of all your face and your name, and then the moment I scroll down, like other things start popping in, and it has different bootstraps that explain that what skills you are good at. There are a lot of open templates available. See if you can make a portfolio like this and put it in the first section of your resume. Okay, then I see you have your education listed over here. Yeah. Again, remove like your 10th and 12th percentage. I understand the reason that why you have kept your 10th percentage over here, because you got 95 percentage, and that's great that your parents get to brag a lot about that, and I'm pretty sure that you must have made your cousins jealous, but it's not really that useful. And precisely, it's just wasting space on your resume. And by the way, why did you started your 10th grade in 2000? Oh, you it's like 2008 to 2020, so that you have put your entire high school journey over here. Take it out, man. There is no need for this. Okay. And then you have experience with this events internal head. You organized, then social work intern. That's some good experience in my opinion. Now, uh, right out of the blue, the first line you see, visited 16 Zilla and Zilla Parishad. I think it's Jilla instead of Zilla, but yeah, different people would write it differently. But see if you can adjust this line, because the next line only has one word, so that's just wasting a lot of space. I don't like people wasting space in their resumes. It creates a lot of blank spaces, and also real estate is expensive in resumes. I repeat it again. So make sure you are utilizing it as much as you can. Then you have uh, this is good. This should be like the first one. And try to see if you can highlight these things that you have taught. Just just don't just say MS Word to over 300 students. Just say taught basic computing skills to 300 plus students at NGO fostering communication and technical skills. That looks way more presentable. Just like instead of just saying that, hey, I went there and taught MS Word. So, and then if someone asks them, just say them that, hey, these are the kids who have never seen a computer in their life, and I explain them how does a simple program like MS Word works, and what are some of the basic functionality of a computer, and then how you save files and how you can automate things and things like that. You can explain that in an interview, and it would look much nicer. Okay, and then okay, so you can make some adjustments to your experiences. By the way, over here, see if you, since you already mentioned some experience over here, see if you can try to add more than one line. If you are keen to doing that. Again, then your project. So e-commerce platform with microservice architecture. You build a scalable platform using microservice architecture to manage user authentication, product catalog, order management, payment system implemented and then deployed in AWS Docker. How do you know that this is a scalable e-commerce platform? Like, did you run it under the load test? This is the first question I would ask if I see this project. That what defines scalable, and how did you scale up your application, and how did you generate that load? So be ready to answer those questions. And then it's like deployed AWS application, Docker containers. Yeah, so you have some good skills, right? But why your technical skills is at the very last moment? This should have been the first thing, the very first thing. Like, people are in favor of one page resumes, and presumably if I am only making the rule that I'm only going to see the first page of the resume because second page means nothing to me, I would have missed out the most important portion. So your technical skills should be the very first thing in your resume. Remove this declaration, man. Anyways, if you get a job, company HR is going to ask you a lot of things, and then they are going to send you explicit documentation with way more wording than the hereby declare the above information is true to the best of my knowledge. They would be written by lawyers, and they would be like 50 pages long. So they would definitely going to ask you, if you get a job, remove this declaration piece and your name and electronic signature. There is no need about this. Okay, and then let's just go back. So your technical skills should be first. Now let's review your technical skills. Okay, languages: Java, JavaScript, HTML, CSS, SQL, Python. Okay, Spring Boot, Hibernate, React, Node.js, Angular. Okay, IntelliJ, Visual Studio Code, Postman, Docker. Cool. You know what could have been like a better way to represent this? Instead of developer tools, you can say DevOps tools, and then put more emphasis on Git, Maven, and Jenkins, and uh, Kubernetes and Docker and things like that. Okay, intelligent Visual Studio Code, they are good, but everyone knows, like, you must have worked upon them. There is no such like exceptional skills in that regard, right? Libraries, okay, this is good. MySQL. You already have SQL over here as a language. Yeah, it makes sense. SQL is a language, and then MySQL is a DB. But like, I don't know. Maybe it's good for ATS keywords perspective because they might explicitly search for SQL and MySQL. Okay, leave it there. Don't change it. But okay, this is good. Mongo, Postgres, Oracle DB. Cloud platform is AWS. Remove this S3, Lambda, and EC2. Why are you limiting yourself on the AWS capabilities? AWS is huge, and if someone asks you questions, then you can say and answer that, hey, I have used EC2 instances and Lambda for serverless, and then S3 buckets for like massive blob storage explicitly on AWS, and then it's good, but don't put it over here. And then other skills: RESTful APIs, GraphQL, microservice architecture, Scrum, CI/CD pipelines, unit testing, JUnit, Mockito. Yeah, so overall you have good technical skills. Put them first, and make sure you find you remove first of all this 10th grade, even your 12th grade, they mean nothing. Keep your current engineering education if you want to, and for your experience add more things over here, and your for your projects be ready to defend them. And also I would say that, hey, if you have already created and deployed an application, is there a link that I can go and check it out? I would ask this question, and then what would be your answer? So be prepared to answer those questions. Or even better, if you already have a link like that, put that link uh, on your project section or somewhere on your resume, and then you would be golden. So that's my suggestion. Okay, cool. What do you guys think about the resume review? Feel free to left out your thoughts as well. Like, I'm reviewing someone's resume, but definitely if you have these things, they can also apply to your case. Mm, okay, you have career choice confusion between DevOps and software engineer for fresher. Nikhil is asking this question. Honestly, both are like good careers. So I wouldn't say either one is better than the other. The only matter is which one you are most comfortable with and which one you want to do. Both have different challenges. Both are like booming technologies, and both have a lot of learning opportunities. Also, if you are going to choose between one and each other, do you already have like jobs on both the places? That would be my question. If you already have, then it's a matter. If you are looking for your first job, then why are you being so picky? Like, see whatever job you can get first, because even if you are a software developer, you would be doing a lot of DevOps work. That's for sure, I can guarantee you that, especially if it's like a smaller ish company. So see what I would say, try to experience both, and then whichever one you like more, go in that direction. Sir, I'm currently on no experience. Why I mentioned my club and NGO experience? My aim is to get SD internship. Yeah, I mean nothing wrong with that, man. What you have explained as NGO experience, that's a noble experience. What you did is it's good work. Like going to a small village and then uh, showing 300 children something about computer that they might not have known. It's a good thing. Nothing wrong with that. But the thing is, since you're applying for an SDE job, why don't you put more emphasis on getting SDE role by showing your technical skills first rather than your NGO experience first? So that's how I would put it in the resume. Okay, okay, Venkat, you are already saying that I have uploaded my resume. Can you look up for resume review one? Okay, Venkat, let me go and check out the resume first, and then uh, I would get back to. Okay, resume review one. Oh, you are a senior software dev. Okay, this is going to be an interesting review. Just a second. Resume review one. Okay, cool. So I see this resume, and by the way, this is the full resume. So it's not that the first portion has been omitted by me. I presume that it's been omitted because you don't want to dox yourself, and I totally respect that. So your resume starts with your work experience. Pretty sure since you already have senior software engineer role, it's a good thing that you already put it over here. One thing I would suggest you still though, if you see the very last section contains the skills. So see if you can put these skills beforehand. And if you have like a senior software engineer level experience, that's a good chunk of experience. Like you see, from September 2022 to current, so it's been like what 2.5 years, and then 2021. So you have been working close to like 4 years now, and and you also have an experience as an intern. Okay, so yeah, about 4 to 5 years of total work experience you have. That's a good experience. But amongst these 5 years, you actually haven't put much emphasis on the skills. I'm definitely 100% sure that you have more skills than the previous resume I reviewed, because you have a lot more experience, and then that person only had like 3 years of studying experience, not even working experience. So there should be more technologies mentioned over here. What would that do? It would not impress your interviewer, but it would satisfy the ATS system. So make sure that your skills section should be at the beginning, or like maybe right after your work experience. Number one, and number two, add put more information over here. Also, for the certifications, you have like Java Programming Masterclass Software Developers. So this is good, but I'm pretty sure that you must have done some other certifications for your job as well at some point. Even if you've done like some Udemy certification, if you have done it and you have the certificate, see if you can add it over here, because it would look good. So if you have like two, three, four certificates, so that's just my opinion. If you don't have time and you can't do it, I totally understand. Now, I'm not going in depth in your work experience, but couple of things that I would just recommend. Usually, when I read like first two three lines on the work experience, like I should get a decent idea on what is it that you work on mainly. If I read these things, I don't get much information, because it shows that you have coded in agile environment. So okay, you are familiarized with agile, and you have worked in like small UI and enhancement with React. Like, why are you putting the mild things, or like the things that are like not significant importance at the very first of your interview experience? These are the things that would be like later down the road, where like okay, I did these cool things, they're at the very top of my experience. And then hey, we also work on agile, so I'm familiar with that. And then I have done some small UI enhancement, so I'm also familiar with front end stuff and things like that. So see, because if you see over here, see, implemented notification service which can notify the customers with status of pipeline and tasks that are running on X platform via stack. So you build like automated notification system that can be integrated with Slack and email and Microsoft Teams and Google Meet, and it serves like X number of customers. This is how I would put it, just an opinion or suggestion. But again, this should be like the very first thing that I should run. Or you can say that written multiple APIs, or written dozens of APIs in Node microservice that can be given, which can give data to Salesforce landing page and inside space. So uh, uh, you could have said that implemented dozens of API from scratch in Node, which can do like whatever the functionality. So you have good experience. You are actually just not showing. And see over here, if you see technical skills over here, you have a lot of technical skills in this section, but you don't have much technical skills over here. So you could have put all of those technical skills, man. And then it says upgraded the following tools and frameworks for search and parse API. Like honestly, uh, this is like going way too much in detail. Like no one cares about what version of library you updated, man. So see if you can remove this, use the space for something more like cool thing that you have done. And overall, okay, this one is design query. That's a very long line. So see if you can maybe like create one more bullet point somewhere over here. And then yeah, overall, you have good skills, but your resume does not uh, do justice to that. So see if you can make changes, man. Your resume needs good chunk of changes. Also, you see lot of blank and empty spaces, just like sitting there and wasting space. You could have filled this with more technologies that are tools that you have worked on, or you could have added more information in your resume with what you have done. So yeah. Also remove your higher secondary education. Again, I see that the only reason you have it over here because you want the bragging rights that I scored 97.9 percentage. um that's great, but it's like higher secondary, like, doesn't really matter when you're appearing in an interview. I don't want to hire someone who was really good in 12th standard. I want to hire someone who is really good now. And how do you prove that? By showing more technical skills and by showing more cool projects. You could have said in an interview that, hey, funny thing is I got like 98% in my school, and I got awarded this, and my photo was in the newspaper. It's just like, yeah, okay, cool, sounds good. It's a good achievement, but doesn't take you like quite long. So yeah, okay, that's my opinion. Hopefully you found my information useful. All right, looks like we are done. And I don't think we would be reaching 20,000 subscribers now. So I would end the stream and let everyone feel. If you have any questions, I would just wait for like 1 more minute, and then I would end it. Thank you so much, guys. Once again, we did not reach 20,000, but even like 19,957, that's a huge number. Like, I would never imagine I would be in this situation. So again, pretty thankful to that. Like, yeah, I think couple of important suggestions I got from this one. It's like some about changing, some about new video ideas, and some other about what do I need to do. So, anyways, man, I would be ending out the stream now. Thank you so much. Take care.